guys. Welcome back. Now it is time for a pop quiz, everyone. Now, which video game designer describes me on his website as the ever-wacky Jeff Keighley? Well, it's the same guy who calls himself a game designer / attention whore on his own website. Cliffy B, welcome to the show.
Jeff? He's ever wacky.
Good to see you.
Hey, guys.
Now, Cliff, everyone knows, is the lead designer from Epic Games, working on Gears of War for the Xbox 360.
Yeah, I want to give you a reason to buy the console.
There you go.
Well, we're looking for those reasons.
Absolutely.
You know, but we were just talking about, you were here watching our whole, summer drought conversation, but you brought up an interesting point that you said all games, even now, brand new, should be $20.
So Gears of War will be...
Well,
Talk to Microsoft about that.
There's
right?
more people involved in this decision, but if it were up to me, games would be $20. The thing is $50 is still a lot of money for most people, right?
Sure.
And you get these people who are like, okay, games are costing more to make, yeah, but we need to sell more copies. We need to make them more accessible.
Sure.
Raising the prices, it's only going to shoot us in the foot. We need to get the price down to a $20 price point, just like DVD movies.
But the problem, I think, Microsoft would say is that, with something like 360, it's going to be so expensive on the front end that they're the hardcore people, so they're willing to pay $70 for a game, because you're not going to a super mainstream audience.
They are to a point, but I mean, at some point, $20, yuppie food stamps, right? You go to an ATM, there's a psychological barrier there with $20.
Right.
You're at Walmart and you see something that's $20, you'll throw it in the cart and you won't take
The
the
problem
picture.
is
$20.
Yeah, exactly.
The problem is that you got to buy, a $400 console to play these things on.
Yeah, well, and if the console's $400, that's another problem, because that $299
he's on
is
our
still...
side.
Yeah, why are you playing
Make
devil's advocate?
it $150, damn
He's
it.
But I think that's
ever
why
belligerent, Joe.
the publishers will push back, because they're going to say, we should charge $70, because everyone who's going to buy Gears of War, they want your game so much, they'd pay $70 for that game.
Yeah, but if you don't have $70, you can't make it come from nowhere.
But if you don't have $70, you're not going to have a 360.
Why don't we sell it for
No,
$100? Then we'll make that much more money.
All right, let's talk about Gears of War.
Yes.
Now, why a brand new universe? Why not just stick with
Because
Unreal?
you've been doing Unreal for about 400 years now.
Yeah.
Yes, we have.
Unreal's our baby, been doing Unreal for a while. It's wildly successful. Unreal Tournament 2007 is coming along, but at some point, you got to do something a little different.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's sci-fi, yeah, it's violent, there's some overlap with Unreal, but it's kind of its own thing. It's this kind of a band of brothers with monsters, right? And there's no space aliens, there's none of that kind of like typical sci-fi cliche in it. It's got its own unique look and feel to it.
Just pre-rendered?
Oh no, everything that you're seeing is real time. Like, we're running on Xbox 360, and we're not doing any of that. Recently at E3, there was a lot of controversy because a lot of the games that were being shown for next-generation systems in the keynotes were pre-rendered videos.
Right.
Everything that you saw that was Unreal Engine, as far as Unreal Tournament 2007 and Gears of War, was all running real-time in Unreal Engine 3.
That's right. Some people debated that, even the stuff at the PlayStation conference. Though.
I'm not going to say any names, but the stuff that we showed was all real-time running on dev kits.
But is that tough for you? I mean, to see something like Killzone be shown and people just be blown away by that stuff and have to compete against that when you're showing real time and that's clearly something that's
I think actually long-term it's a good thing, because we see that video, which they did come out and say that the video was pre-rendered, by the way, and that's the bar we're going to be shooting for real-time. So we want to hit that real-time, and we're going to do it with Gears of War.
Wow. So there's a lot of good stuff you showed at E3. What more can you tell us you weren't able to tell us at E3? Is there any new sort of stuff you can tell us?
There's so much that we're putting into this game right now. What you saw at E3 was just kind of the graphical unveiling of the game, right? It's beautiful, it looks cool, right? But it was that stop and pop gameplay that we're going for. It's not a run and gun game.
No, multiplayer or single player?
Single player, it's single-player focused with co-op, right? Like, we're not really going to do the whole, large-scale vehicular, versus mode, right? There will be, a team deathmatch mode, but we don't want to talk about that too much. Everybody wants to kill their friends. They want to take them out, right? Co-op, we want to have players teaming up with their buddies to solve puzzles, to kill these...
What about spectator mode? That's Microsoft's all about spectator mode, right?
Well, I think there's room for it, right? I want to do some sort of, embedded reporter, CNN-type war coverage-type stuff in the game, but... We'll see. We're not quite ready to talk about that.
So you can watch the battle and watch other people play.
Exactly. And you turn an interactive medium into a non-interactive one, so you don't actually get to play the game anymore.
Can you tell us a little bit about the story, about the main character, maybe?
Yeah, the main character is this guy named Marcus Phoenix, and he basically just got out of military prison for disobeying orders, and so he's
like Tina.
Exactly. Tina was in the hole for 6 years, and so now he's fighting a war he doesn't want to fight. You're on this planet called Sierra, and it's not aliens from space. It's essentially Attack of the Moment. These horrible enemies called the Locust Horde have come forth from the bowels of the planet and start laying waste to everything. And it's not going well. Humanity's on the brink of extinction, and you're put in this war that you really don't want to be fighting with all of your buddies, and you have to push back and essentially save everybody. That's always the case, isn't it?
Yeah, saving the world, but it's always a good time.
In third person, not first.
Yes,
right?
third person. Oh, actually, I like to call it second person, because it's kind of halfway between first and third person. So, you get the benefits of first person and third.
Now, as you work on it, what is your favorite part of this game?
My favorite part.
That's got to be like the baby. I just nailed that. This is going to be fantastic.
The cover gameplay, like in this game, like if you're standing out in the middle of the open, if you're trying to circle strafe a guy, you're going to get killed.
Right.
You walk into a room and you look and you're like, okay, there's a fallen log, there's a statue that I can get behind. I need to get behind that. And you can actually blind fire, by the way, which it was done in like a couple other games before, but we're going to do it far cooler because you have this great shotgun, which is kind of this retro Winchester style. And you just kind of poke it around the corner and you fire the gun. And if you did that in real life, it would break your arm.
Right.
But it's cool. It's like shooting a gun gangster style. No one really actually does that, right? But it's cool.
So, so Gears of War, the new killer app for Xbox 360, right?
Absolutely.
I'm going to say thank you, Cliffy. All right, you guys at home, if you've got questions, Cliffy's got answers. We're going to give you the chance to talk to him right after this. You can speak with the man himself.
Yeah, you're going to give some stuff away, right? Like, what do you have?
That's right.
I have
some books.
Spiffy art books.
Oh, let's
Spiffy.
play. Destroyed Beauty.
Spiffy Cliffy books.
Let's take
signed
a
by
look at it.
Cliffy.
Awesome. So we can give this away to callers. Awesome.
Callers, we got.
We don't want to be called selfish, even though some of us might be. We don't want to keep the Cliffs all to ourselves. Because we know you guys, you all want to get a little piece of him. So now's your chance, because it's time for
Ask Cliffy B.
Look at his head. Look at
Cliff,
his
and
head.
you're going to give away
can
these cute books, right?
They're not cute. They're beautiful.
I mean, beautiful.
Actually, they're Destroyed
Destroyed
Beauty.
beautiful.
This is the Gears of War art book that we gave out at E3 this year. This is
Wow.
limited edition run. There's only 2,000 of these in existence.
And there are only a few signed by
Yes,
Cliffy
this
B.
is signed by me.
How much on eBay?
$100.
Dude, I'm down.
Good.
All right.
Yep.
Pay some
All
rent.
right, so we're going to get these people that are going to call in. We've got James Kwan on the phone from Tuscan, California. James, go ahead with your question for Cliff.
Hey, Cliff, if I were to call you the video game Chuck Barris, would you say that's a valid comparison?
Was he the Gong Show guy? Yes.
And potentially the CIA operative.
Yes, I actually am a secret agent. That's how I afford all my nice clothes. So.
That's a valid
It's a
comparison.
flattering comparison. Right?
Absolutely.
You
So
get a book for that?
One book for you.
You get a book for
I'll
that?
take it. I'll take it.
But
All
just
right,
giving
we've
it
got
away.
another question. Maybe this will be a little better. We got Rob Turner on the line from Tacoma, Washington. Rob, what's your question for Cliffy?
My question is, what do you see the future gaming? And what's your perspective? Plus, has creativity escalated?
Cliff? Those are big questions. Those are tough questions.
The further escalation of creativity. Okay, so I mean, we're at this point now where we're starting to figure out how we can master our art form. You look at recent games like God of War. You look at
Yes.
Resident Evil 4. Phenomenal.
Yeah.
But there really wasn't that much new or original in them, right? They were taking previous formulas, the Dragon's Lair type gameplay, as far as the interactive cutscenes in Resident Evil 4, the DDR type mini games that were in God of War. They weren't really new, but they were executed extraordinarily well.
Right.
I think now we're at the point where you have games like Katamari Damacy that are very, very original and can kind of bring innovation over here.
Right.
Then you have other games that kind of refine the existing formula and kind of bring it to the next level.
Incredibly polished.
Incredibly polished, exactly. And I saw the trailer for Resident Evil 5, and I was jumping up and down like a kid.
Really?
I'm totally excited
So
about
do you think
that.
anyone could ever make the perfect game?
I'm working on it.
Yeah, Gears of War is
Hold
coming
your
as
chat.
well.
And
there's a
Xbox
book.
360.
There's a book about your quest.
Absolutely.
Why don't you
Excellent,
pull
cool.
something from chat?
I actually have pulled something
Oh,
from
okay,
China.
there
I'm
you
always
go.
one step ahead of you there, Tina.
We got
Actually,
one.
Sean D writes in and she wants to know, where's my Jazz Jackrabbit 3?
Where is Jazz
Jazz
Jackrabbit?
Jackrabbit 3.
We
Yeah.
actually have a pitch for the new Jazz Jackrabbit.
Sean D's going to be so happy.
It is the picture you've shown me before.
It is the
with,
pitch.
Like,
It was
the
like
Latino, sort of like...
Jazz has kind of evolved
girl,
into this
that's
almost
exactly
like
a
super
pimp, right?
uber pimp character.
Don't show me
Exactly.
these drawings probably like 2 years ago.
Yeah, and
right?
he's
still pitching.
he's going against the turtle mafioso, right? Whereas, like, Devin Shell, who is the enemy in the original Jazz Jackrabbit, has kind of become this Uncle Junior type figure, wearing like a sweatsuit and everything. And we pitched it around town. We got a couple nibbles. Everything's kind of gone quiet on it, but I want it to happen.
We
Jazz
all do.
Jackrabbit.
We all
Jazz
do.
Jackrabbit.